if you didn't hear us say it, data, 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 I would urge you to understand your data. And there's a couple of different ways that I would do that. You know, if you're with Blue Cross of Illinois, they have some really good actually reporting called Blue Insight reporting, and you can get after some of these drugs. You know, a couple different other ways that you can do it. I would say strongly consider, if you're a self-funded employer, strongly consider potentially having a third party coordinate those RxDC filings that you're doing right now, that you're required to do, because a lot of what's happening right now is the carriers are just saying, yeah, we'll do that, but they submit it to CMS in an aggregated fashion with all of their employer clients. You do it through a third party, you can get your individual specific data. This is a good way to start to open your eyes to some of the games that these PBMs are playing. And I think that opening your eyes is an extremely important portion. I've talked to employers till I was blue in the face about carving out their pharmacy benefit manager, but nothing made more of an impact to them about making a change until I started showing them their own data. But another simple thing that you can do is just understand what your top 10 drugs are by total paid amount. You'll get those in your Blue Insight reporting. Most carriers are going to provide some of this information. And then literally go to your broker and ask them, how can I source these drugs cheaper? And that will start to kind of open up, you know, what PBMs you could potentially go to. And when you get those results back, does your data indicate there's opportunity? If your data indicates there's opportunity and you're with a traditional PBM, there's some really, really good savings on the table. And then when you're thinking about evaluating PBMs, right, again, think about that remodel benefits process, right? I talked about data, data, data. Does your data indicate opportunities? But then, is the PBM actually reducing the total cost of care? How are they paid? Are they contractually disclosing how they are paid? If they're not willing to contractually disclose how they're paid, big red flag. And then finally, you know, when we think about this plethora of programs here, you got to think about how easy it is for members to engage with these types of programs. Let them participate in some of the savings is what I would say. And if there's an opportunity to give them a free drug for, you know, sourcing it internationally, you're definitely going to save a lot more than the copay you waived for that employee. So think about what kind of mechanisms that you could potentially build into place.